The music was soft, the laughter too loud. Pink ribbons draped from the ceiling, gifts stacked like a pastel fortress near the cake table. Everything shimmered with that curated perfection my best friend Lila was known for. I smiled, clapped, played along, the perfect guest, the perfect wife, the perfect best friend. Until my husband leaned in, his hand gripping mine just a little too tightly. His voice was barely a whisper. "We have to go, now." My smile faltered. "Why? What's going on?" He didn't answer. He just stood, jaw tense, eyes scanning the room like he'd seen something I hadn't. And that's when I noticed. The way his face had gone pale, like he'd just swallowed glass. We didn't speak until we reached the car. The silence was suffocating, only broken by the distant laughter from the baby shower still echoing behind us. Then he turned to me. "You really didn't see it, did you?" "See what?" I asked, my voice cracking. He hesitated, the kind that breaks something before words even land. "That baby isn't hers, it's ours." My breath left my body, just gone. Lila had been my person since college, the one who knew my worst nights, my best dreams. She caught the bouquet at my wedding. I held her hand when her engagement fell apart. We joked that our friendship was more marriage than our actual ones. And then there was Daniel, my husband. Kind, grounded, quiet. The sort of man people trusted immediately. I did too. He was my calm, my safety, until that day. After the shower, I replayed every memory, every dinner, every late-night phone call between Lila and me, every funny look between her and Daniel I'd brushed off. They were always too comfortable around each other, but I told myself it was because we were all close, because love made people trust. But love had made me blind. 3 weeks later, I saw it for myself. Her ultrasound photo on her Instagram story. The caption, "My miracle, 23 weeks today." 23 weeks. The same week, Daniel had been working late every night. The math didn't just add up, it screamed. Still, I didn't break, I didn't throw things, I didn't confront. I smiled at her next brunch invitation and said I'd bring dessert. Because anger burns fast. Revenge, that needs time to breathe. I started with calm precision. Step 1, gather. I pulled every record, credit card statements, hotel receipts, messages. He'd used my laptop once, stupid mistake. iCloud doesn't lie. The folder I built was meticulous. Screenshots, timestamps, every whispered betrayal preserved like evidence in a trial that hadn't yet begun. Step 2, isolate. I played my role perfectly, the loving wife. I kissed him goodnight, cooked his favorite meals, pretended I hadn't already started moving our money into a separate account. Step 3, leverage. Daniel worked for a small architecture firm. Lila's brother was their biggest client. One email, scheduled anonymously, with proof of their affair and the pregnancy timeline. By the next week, Daniel was temporarily suspended for professional misconduct. Lila called me crying, saying she didn't know what happened. I told her I'd bring soup. When I arrived, she looked fragile, the kind of fragile people fake for sympathy. The nursery was already painted soft yellow. Her hands instinctively rested over her stomach as she talked. "Daniel's been distant," she said, sniffing. "He's worried about work." I nodded. "He should be." She blinked. "What?" I walked closer, set the soup on the counter, and handed her an envelope. "Open it." She hesitated, then did. Photos, screenshots, a printed email chain between them. Her face drained of color. "You think I didn't know?" I said quietly. "You think I didn't see how you looked at him when you thought I wasn't watching?" Tears welled in her eyes. "It just happened. Don't." My voice was calm, sharp as glass. You don't accidentally sleep with your best friend's husband. You don't accidentally carry his child. She opened her mouth again, but I was already walking toward the door. Oh, and Lila? I paused, hand on the knob. You might want to check your inbox, too. That morning, every mutual friend, every relative of hers, every woman in our circle had received the same carefully worded message. No drama, just the truth, with proof. By nightfall, she was an outcast. Daniel didn't come home that evening, or the next. When he finally did, he looked wrecked. Hollow eyes, trembling hands. "You ruined me," he whispered. "No," I said, standing by the window, the divorce papers already on the table. "You did that yourself." He tried to speak, but his voice broke. I turned to face him. A mistake is forgetting an anniversary, not building a life with my best friend behind my back. He fell silent. The kind of silence that knows it's over. I slid the papers toward him. "Sign them." He did, slowly. Then I handed him a small envelope.